All right. Well, nice to meet you. Have we met before?
Um, I don't know. I think we have. I think we've met before.
Okay. Wasn't sure, like if we met like at an event and like a group
Yeah.
thing or anything like that. Okay. Well, I was just reading through everything that you shared. You have quite the story, my goodness, of what you've been through. I absolutely couldn't believe that when I was reading.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. More power to you for being such a strong person and pulling yourself out of that. And what a mindset. I can't even
Thank you.
imagine. Mindset trap that had to have, would put anybody in. So good for you. I'm so glad that you're out, and I'm so glad that did you say you're now remarried?
Yes. I am now remarried.
Awesome. And that's going good?
Yeah. Yeah, it's going really well.
Oh.
Very
Good.
happy.
Good. Okay. So tell me where you're at right now as far as you just hit Emerald again. So do you have two people on your team?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And they're more just like customers. One of them used to be like an old coach, but not very active.
Okay. So tell me who's on your left and who's on your right
So on my left, it's Myra, and on my right, it's Yesenia.
with a Y.
Yeah, with a Y.
Okay. And so they're both customers. You said one of them used to be a coach.
Yes.
Okay. And who was that?
Myra.
Okay. And so are they both coaches now or preferred customers?
They are both partnered coaches.
Okay. All right. Great. Okay. And so I know you said you took a step back.
Yeah.
When did you kind of come back and start working it again?
I'd say the beginning of the diamond breakthrough.
Okay. So very recently.
Recent. Yes.
Okay. Okay. And what do you do full time?
I'm a chemist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So this entire time you've been using the products or
Have been. I still been using them.
Mhm.
Um, my husband, when I met him, he was doing Amway.
Mm.
So I was like, oh, well, he's like, you should, try it. And
How
yeah,
funny.
it was, yeah, it was wild. I'm like, this is nothing like Beachbody. Like, felt very cultish. It honestly was.
Really?
Yeah. Like you had to spend 150 PV and every one PV is $3. And there was like a lot of shaming and a lot of,
Oh, wow.
yeah, but they were very strict. So I was like, this is not good for my mental health. Like they looked
Right.
at your finances and like you should be spending more. So there were people spending like 1,000, 2,000 on product.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was a lot for us, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do it. And we started talking, and he left, and he's like, why don't you do Beachbody? Like, I know that made you happy. And he looked at my office, how much I've made, even as an emerald over the years, and he's like, it was like 18K, and he was like, wow. He's like, I made like 100 in the last 5 years with Amway. So he was like, why don't you do this? Like, you want to do this. I know it makes you happy. And I'm like, you're right. So he's the one who actually motivated me and
Oh,
encouraged me to
that's
do it again.
awesome.
But I
Okay.
almost felt like it was something like was pulling me back. I'm like, I know I can do it. I mean, I believed in myself then. I feel like I could do it again.
Yeah. A big part of it is loving the products, right? And the products
Yes.
working for you and being being excited to use them every day and to share that with other
Plus, yeah,
people.
I had gained weight. I gained all my 50 pounds that I lost the first time with beach body with body.
Mhm.
So I gained all the way back. I'm like, I have to do something. And I tried everything in the book, but I'm like, why am I trying to make something up when I know I have something that works?
Right.
So I just fell in love with it all over again.
Awesome. And so what program are you doing now?
I just finishing lift 4
Mm.
and I don't know what to do next. I was thinking like sure thing. I always wanted to go back to my OGs, like 21 Day Fix Extreme. But I feel like I'm up for something new. Like I want to
Mhm.
try something new.
Mhm. Yeah, I love lifts, and I've been doing lift more, I think, for like a year. I don't even know. I feel like I love it that much.
So lift more is after lift 4, right?
Uh-huh.
Like that second part. Okay, maybe I'll try that.
Yeah. It's a little
Yeah.
bit different than the first
Okay.
one. You use a
Okay.
bench, a weight bench. Um, yeah, and there's not as much hit training. I think the
Okay.
first one you had hit training like almost every day, right? It was like weights and
Yeah.
hits. And then now it alternates with one day is hit and the other day is core, and you do weights still
Yeah.
every day. Yeah, it's really good. Okay. So I saw your story. I think that's great. Um, now it's really just like you're in the thick of it. Like you're working towards your weight loss goal. You're halfway there. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
And so are you sharing that story right now? Because I know that you wrote that you feel like you've lost some credibility because you've been off of body for a while.
Yeah.
And so now you're back. Now you're doing the workouts. You're losing weight in real time. Are you sharing? I did not get a chance to look at your social. Are you sharing that heavily on social? And are you
I
getting
am mainly on
responses
Instagram. I am.
on
But I think
Instagram?
that
Okay.
yeah, the credibility fell from like I had maybe 5 coaches that really wanted to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I I felt like I let them down when I stopped. When I went through all that, my divorce, like I took a huge step back and
Mm-hmm.
then I met my husband now and he's like, do Amway. And I did Amway and I felt like that made me lose credibility with, my old
Mm-hmm.
coaches. And I've invited them to like join again. Um, one left me on red. One said maybe later. One said, will just send me the gut protocol um, link. And Myra's the only one that said, yeah,
Okay,
let's
they
do it
came
again.
back. Okay.
So that's, yeah.
Okay. Well, that all makes sense, right? And just put yourself in their shoes and know that that might just take them some time to come back, or they might not come back. And either way, you'll have to let it go because I mean, it's just a part of your story. Like,
Right.
all of us fall off at some point, and it's just a matter of like getting back on, and that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're getting back on in this season of your life, um and sharing that journey in real time. So I think that's all you can do is focus on that and continue to invite them to come back, even if it's just through groups and new products and things like that. And then when they express maybe some interest in getting started, then offer them to get signed up as partners again. But ultimately, if they really wanted to build it back then and you felt off, they would have found a way.
Yeah, and I connected them with Mo. Mo's my sponsor coach, and with Abby, some of them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they really wanted to do it, they would have found somebody to help them if they need whatever they needed help with. But at the end of the day, ultimately, it's like this is something you have to want to do for you. And you're not going to let other people get in the way of that unless they're just looking for motivation 24/7, which, we have groups for that, but ultimately you can't build a business. You can't help people build a business that way. So I think that you just have to let that go as a part of your journey and know that everybody else goes through the same thing too, whether they're not in a business like this, but with their health and fitness. Life takes them down
Yeah.
another path. They have everything figured out. And then, right. But it's about getting back on, and that's what you're doing now. So, okay. So let's look at your goals. It's 1,500 a week. So you're looking at like um, I would say like 2 to 4 star rank with that. And a year in at that rank. And that's going to be really based on leaders. So the simplest way you can really map this business out in your head is that, if you need to go 2-star diamond, that means you're going to need a leader on each leg. You're going to need someone like you that does exist, that wants to build a business. And when you think of a diamond coach, think of someone that wants to make probably 200-300 a week, but consistently. So your diamonds are really people that are inspired. They're coming from a place of they're inspired by somebody's story and they want it for themselves, or they're in a desperate situation in their life and they are like ready. They've hit rock bottom and they're ready to change their life. And they're looking at this as an opportunity to do that. So thinking that, okay, you can build a diamond on each leg, just like you can build an emerald on each leg, meaning like you could sign up your husband, you could sign up a family member, you could do that. But ultimately, what's going to get you to your income goal is having a leader on each leg that's doing the same thing that you're doing. And they're building a team and you're helping co-lead building that team on each side of your organization. So that's your long-term goal. Even like by the end of the year, it would be amazing to know who those people are. And so like really manifesting that, like I know I read somewhere in here, you're like, does this person really exist that's just like me? Well, they might not be just like you, like your personality, your social style, your work ethic, things like that. But you can start to write down like the characteristics of people that you want to work with. And when you start to do that, then you start to realize who you're looking for. So for me, like number one is positive, happy, focused, driven, humble, down to earth, but people that actually like to work. I like to work, but I also like to play and have fun. I love to travel. So what are the characteristics of the people that you would love to have on your team? Because you're going to build that team. And not everybody on your team might fit that mold, but the people that are actually going to build the business are probably going to fit those characteristic molds. So one of my big things is like no drama. I just won't recruit. I just won't even sign people up that I know that we just don't align. And so starting to think of things like that are really important to you, because it's a culture that you'll build within your own team. So ultimately, if you can start writing those like 10 characteristics down of the individual you want to sponsor to be a business builder on your team. And as you start to bring people on board, some people, like we talked about last week, most people might be just in it for the discount and the perks and the benefits, the motivation, the friendship, all that. Then as you bring people in that want a little bit more, like you said, you help them see a little bit of success, then they want a little bit more. You help them see that success, they want a little bit more. And that's really what you do to get people to diamond. Most people don't sign up and they're like, I want to go diamond. Are there people like that? Yes. But most of them have to be upgraded through different exposures, just like prospects do to customers. It's the same thing with coaches. And so when you help people see a little bit of success, like you said, then they're like, okay, this is awesome. And then they want that next thing. And that's kind of how you will build your diamonds too. But the bottom line is you have to start to see yourself as someone leading a team with diamonds underneath you and believing that you can do that. And that's going to happen for you to get to 1,500 a week. Like that's the bottom line. That's the most important thing. And I know you also made a comment about another superstar coach. I don't know if she's a superstar, but I recognized her name and I wanted to say she was a superstar, but I could be wrong. Just about like all of her applications and things like that on social media. And at the end of the day, it's like, you got to do you. You got to do you.
Mm.
You know, I feel the same way. And so when we compare ourselves to other people, there's no positivity that comes out of that, right? You have to look at your strengths, what you're good at, and where you want to go, right? And bridge that gap. And so ultimately what you need to do is you need to market your story and bring in customers and build conversations, and you need to build a team. So you need to position the opportunity, have conversations, upgrade people, cast the vision of what's possible, why you're building this, what your goals are, who you're looking for, and start to onboard those people onto your team. If the Google Forms are going to help you do that, then it would make sense to do them. But what doesn't make sense is because they're cute and pretty under somebody else doesn't mean that they're necessarily the most important thing that you need or should be doing. Okay,
That
so
makes sense.
bottom line is knowing what your team needs to look like on paper for you to achieve the goal that you want to achieve, so that you can have more time flexibility, so that you could possibly start a family, be able to stay at home with that family, take your fur babies and do shows with them. Those are the things that you want to start to manifest into your life, whether you're writing it out and posting it up on your walls, you're cutting out pictures and posting them, but not just the photos, but actually, I am a 2-star diamond coach partner. I do have positive, focused, hardworking partners on my team. We have fun together. Like, what's important to you? That might not be your motivator. Okay. But for me, like, if I'm not having fun, I don't want to do it, even if it's work.
Yeah.
So what's
Yeah.
important to you? Okay. And then having those affirmations, but tying it to, okay, I'm building this business, I'm doing these social media posts and all this, but where am I going? And why? Even more important is, why am I going there? Well, this is why you're going there, right? What you wrote out.
Yeah.
And so making sure you have that and you know that, and you're motivated by that, because nothing can truly motivate you. It has to come from within. And within is really just like you knowing you have a purpose in what you're doing, and that it lights you up and it makes you happy to help other people get started, and then cast that vision for them. That's really what leaders do, is they cast the vision, even for your clients. Think about it, like they're getting started and they're thinking, can I do this? Will this work for me? Do I have the time? Right. And you're casting the vision of, I totally understand where you're coming from, not just 2 months ago, here's where I was, but here's what I did. And here's what you're going to do too. Right. And the community, the group, and the tools are going to help you do that. So you're casting that vision of where they're going to go, how you're going to help them get there. And you basically have to do the same thing with your team and building a team. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. That makes sense. I guess the only thing I need maybe a little clarity around is, will my coaches come from, or partners come from the customers? Because I struggled with sharing the opportunity. I'm really good at like Success Club and getting new people interested. But then after that, I stall because sharing the opportunity, that's where in the past I struggled a little bit. But I feel like now I feel more confident in what I have to offer. So I don't feel scared anymore. But now I
Okay.
don't know how to do it.
Do you offer them to sign up as a partner right at the very beginning?
Yeah. I
Okay.
tell them, yeah, I'm gonna sign you up as a partner for 25% off. And if you get when you get the awesome results that I got, then you can share this with other people and you can also pay for your product.
Okay. And how does that work?
They usually, yeah, they sign up.
Okay. But then you're not really, well, let me add to that really quick, because what you can just add to what you just said is
Yeah.
if they're about to join a group with you, you can
Uh-huh.
let them know, you can say something like, who do you know? Or I'm sorry, I'm just like having a brain fog moment, how to put my sentences together. But something like, who do you know that is also looking, to get healthy and fit this fall season that might be interested in joining the group with you? If you bring on 3 friends, it'll pay for your products. So you could also ask for those referrals right away, even before they are getting their own results, because getting your own results is important. It is very important, but we already have the results. Technically, we have them from other
Yes.
people, right? She has your results. And so if you were to ask her, what are the names of 3 friends or family members that might be interested in joining this group with you that are looking to, get fit, lose weight from home, that we could invite? And if 3 people do get started, it'll pay for your products this month, and they might say, you know what, my sister's been talking about it. Okay, great. And then from there, you can say, do you want to open a 3-way message thread, or do you want to send me her email, but you do the work. You give them the invitation. So you can send her this. Ultimately, I would like to be in control of that conversation. So I would ask for her to open up a 3-way message thread, or they'll give me their email.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we can think about that because now they think they have to wait to get results before
Right.
starting anything.
And that is the number one thing I think that slows people's businesses down.
Yeah.
Because of the whole mindset inside yourself, like to just get into that routine and just all the things that then they're like, number one, they want to wait to get results. But number 2, then they feel overwhelmed. They need to lead someone to get results. So yeah, our business is health and fitness, but every other network marketing company doesn't wait. They don't wait to sell their product to get results with it first. Think about it that way. Okay. So we know 21 Day Fix works. We know Shakeology works. We know Lift 4 works. Why? We have the transformations and the stories. So training your team that way from the very beginning will get them over that hump, because that 30 days of them using the products and all that is also the best window of time to invite, because how many people fall off in 30 days, right?
Yeah.
And so if they fall off, you never get to their Verizon network. Okay, so that's one thing that you can do. Another thing is that when they do then sign up as a partner, even though you're upgrading them to become a partner, you're not really working with them as a partner, right? You're really just bringing them on board as a customer.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so I think it's just casting that vision again right away, like getting them started on their products, adding them to the group. And then I would probably, what my goal would be to set up a one-on-one call with every single person I sign up. We call it a getting started right call. Okay. Now, a getting started right call for someone who wants to build their business is going to look totally different from a customer who maybe just wants to get the discount, who maybe wants to get their products free, who really doesn't know quite what it is that you're doing. Okay.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is that if you build that relationship with them in the very beginning and you cast the vision and you let them know what it is you're doing and the opportunity that's in front of them, how else would they ever have the opportunity to walk through the door? We can't assume that people know what it is that we do, even when they've signed up. Customers don't know the true opportunity that we have as partners, right?
Yeah.
So there's a couple things you could do. One is what I would do all the time is I would just put it out there and be like, hey, listen, I would love to set up a one-on-one call to answer any of the questions that you have about your program and getting started, as well as to share the perks with you of what it means to become a partner. You do get a 25% discount, but you do also have the opportunity to get your products free. I'm personally building this business to replace my full-time income, and I'm loving every minute of it. So I love sharing. You see what I just did? So I love sharing the perks with other people because they just don't know. Create enough curiosity and have a system like I did with you where they can book a call with you and you have them fill out a little form to get the information that you need. Even if it ends up being a 20-minute call where they're asking you about the containers or how to access bot on their phone, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you're building that one-on-one relationship with them and you're having the opportunity to like almost invite them and upgrade them again to your team. Okay. So I would have a structured format. And when I use Acuity, and it's free, Acuity scheduling, it's a free service. And so you can set up call times and you don't even have to use that. You could just have that booked in your calendar and you could say, I do them at this time and this time, which is best for you. And then have them fill out a Google form. If not, this Acuity does all this for me. And what I would ask every single person and I can share my getting started right call questions with you, but on every single getting started right call, it would ask them a couple of different questions. And one of those questions would be, how much are you looking to earn per week inside your body partner business? I have never had anyone ever tell me zero. So sometimes it's
okay. Even with just like customers, you're saying.
Well, these aren't customers, these are partners.
Okay.
These are partners that you have upgraded them, but you didn't technically put a business presentation in front of them.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And so that's the thing too. And until people actually see a business opportunity event or a video or something, they don't know truly what's in front of them. So that's another avenue that you can think of as opportunity webinars happen. It doesn't really matter who hosts them. That would be something also that you could use to invite them, to let them know, hey, I don't know if you know about the opportunity, all the benefits and perks that you have as a partner. I'm personally building this business full time so my family can do X, Y, and Z. And so I'm passionate about sharing that with others. We're doing a free call this Wednesday night. I'd love to invite you as my personal guest to just come and check it out. Okay. Again, it's getting people to events where the vision is being casted. If you're not going to cast the vision, you got to bring them where somebody else is going to cast the vision, because I'm telling you, that's all it is with enough people. because then they see it, they hear it, and they raise their hand and they go, I want to do that. And then once you have, I want to do that, it doesn't matter what it is, $100 a week, earn the product free, go diamond, earn the trip. You now have a willing business partner, which we know is few and far between, right? 1 or 2 out of 10 is probably going to build. And so you're looking for those people. So you're creating opportunities where the vision is being casted, and you're looking for those people that are looking as well. And if they're not looking that day, you now know, like, okay, they've seen the opportunity video. They now know what's sitting in front of them. They know I'm going for it, and they don't want to align with me now. Well, there's nothing you can do now. Now you can go, okay, like, Yesenia knows. You know what I'm saying? And I'll serve Yesenia and help her to hit her fitness goals. But that's what she's told me is now that's all she wants to achieve. Right. And I can kind of like move on. I personally think that we don't actually truly cast that vision to every single person that's coming on the team, whether you're doing that, like I said, with an opportunity webinar or with a getting started right call, or both. I was doing it left and right every week. And that was always my goal. Whatever event I was hosting, I would host a new coach training at my house every single month, once first Saturday of every month for the whole team. And so everybody would come. And what I mean, everybody is people that came to the last one would come to it again the following month. Why? It's not like they didn't know the training. They didn't learn the training. They wanted to hear that vision casted again. They wanted that hope. They wanted to get excited. They wanted to get motivated, and they want to hear stories. Stories of everybody else that were just like them, new people, right? Like new people getting started, as well as other people there that, I really hadn't achieved success when I was doing all of that. I was where you're at. I was like, no, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm going for. The products are amazing. Who's doing this with me? Who's getting on this success train with me? And so, to have 20 people in my living room, and then I would be able, as people would leave, I would be able to kind of look back and know who's going to build the business. And, every time I would host the meeting, there would be at least 1 or 2 people in the room that were potentially going to build a huge business. And so it was just kind of like, that 80-20 rule. 80% of your team is going to just do a little bit. And that's okay. They're going to hit Success Club, maybe. They might onboard a customer a month. But they might be on every team call. They might be at every event that you go to. Because why? Because they're there for the motivation, the friendship, the culture. But yes, so to answer your original question, you do get partners from customers, but you can also just recruit partners too. And those partners are it's like the flip-flop. Now they're going to become a customer because maybe they've heard of Beachbody, they've used it in the past, they're not using it now, or they love health and fitness or whatever. And they hear your story or have a conversation with you. Well, then, the first thing you're going to recommend is you got to get on the products to be able to recommend them. Right. So then you're kind of going back to that same original spot. Okay, let's pick a program. Let's pick a nutritional. Let's talk about your goals. What would you like to achieve? What do you need to make a week financially to treat this like a real business? Here's what that looks like in Beachbody. Now you can put a plan together. Does that make sense? So you get them from both places. I would say don't discount one of them out. Do both.
Okay.
So you, if you're really good at social media and creating conversations, and then upgrading them, and you do that very well, then keep doing that. But now also look for opportunities to either share why you're a partner, the perks, your goals, whether that's your story or in a reel or, you know, what I'm saying. And you might then start those conversations of women who are looking to make extra income or stay from home or, you know, whatever the case may be. And, or it's doing opportunity events.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So doing both. Okay. But also working with your team and making sure every person on your team kind of goes through a getting started right call.
Do we have a template? I think we used to have one before.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we still have it? Okay.
We do. Yeah. It needs to be updated a little bit, but the gist, I can send you I feel like the questions are like more the most important. The gist is you want to get their goals, their fitness and their business goals. You want to help them build a list.
Yeah.
Of at least 10 people. And then you want to help them launch. So invite those people to an event. That's the gist of your getting started right call. With a discount person, they might not quite build a list with you, right?
Yeah.
It might just be you casting a vision, hearing out their fitness goals, finding out if they want to get their products free and refer 3 people. And if so, who do you know? And make a list. Who do you know, right? I did those questions the other night on the call. And so you get a list to just help them get those customers. And then from there, you can help them invite them to your group or even do like a launch party for them. It would really just kind of depend on each individual person. But it would be my goal to have some type of system process to do calls like that. And once you get a rhythm down for them, they probably could be in 20, 25 minutes. I would say for a working partner, it is going to be an hour. But for those other ones, it would be a shorter period of time, but it will be worth it if you are able to cast that vision and find and feel them out and find out where they are. And also, if you do that right from the beginning, as opportunities come down the line, like, you know, I don't know, let's say it's an emerald call or, you know, another push group or something like that, or a live event. It's a great time to circle back and be like, hey, I know when you first got started, we talked about this and you said it wasn't the right time for you, but I kind of wanted to revisit and see if you do have any interest now in building the business because we're getting ready to do an Emerald Push group, or there's going to be a live event coming, or there's Summit, you know, or a group of us are getting together in an accountability pod and we're going to work towards earning the vacation next year. And so it gives you that opportunity versus like, if we never create it from the beginning, then it's like disjointed.
Yeah. No, yeah, that makes sense. I think that's where I struggled before, was getting started right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's something that I definitely want to change.
Yeah. I think that will help a lot. And then it's kind of just letting everybody know from the very beginning, like this is, you know, your story and why you're building your business and who you're looking for as well. And then when you find out what they want, then you're meeting them where they're at, even though your goals are here and their goals might be over here. You know, you're going to meet them where they're at and still help them achieve those goals. But now that they know where you're going, they're going to pay attention to your social media posts and different things like that from another perspective. And when they are ready to come back and actually work, you opened the door of that conversation. So I feel like you'll get better results. And I think that if you start doing this now and you start to onboard people, then you'll get better results with that as well.
Okay.
Okay. So as far as recruiting right now,
Yeah.
Who are the next people in your pipeline that you're thinking about talking to that you haven't quite reached out to yet?
I have a list of like 100 people that I think would be great for this business, for Body to join me.
Okay.
A lot of them, they have, 2 of them have like their own gym and stuff, and I get a little like nervous, but I did send out, the Body video partner link to one of them. And he's like, I'm not interested right now, but I trust what you're doing because you're really smart and I'm excited to see where you're going. So I feel like he just wants to watch me right now, the distance. But I mean, I still have 99 more people that I have to reach out to.
Okay. And what is the video that you're using? Is that the new one that's like 6 minutes?
Yes.
Okay, where it talks about like if you're not going to fail, you are going to fail, but it's okay to fail. That one?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, awesome. So why don't we go through let's try to go through your top 10 right now. Can we do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So what was his name?
His name's Oscar.
Okay. And he runs like a personal training business or what?
Yes, personal training, and then he also flips homes.
Oh.
Yeah. He had
Okay.
asked me, he's like, let's start a gym together. I'm like, well, actually, I'm actually not. I'm like, that's too much overhead. He's like, well, I have equity. And I'm like, well, I have equity too, but that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm like, actually, I'm doing this. And we started chatting about it. So I sent him a video.
Okay. So what is his personal training business right now? Is it in person?
Yeah, in person.
Okay. So he has clients, but he doesn't have a location.
Right.
Okay. So he goes to their house probably or something, or does them virtually or something.
Yeah.
Okay. So we do have an opportunity video for fitness professionals that I did myself with 2 other instructors and trainers.
Yes.
And so that might be if he at some point expresses, because see, here's the thing with it it's just like he already has the clients and he's writing programs for them.
Yeah.
But does he have the supplements to sell, the nutrition, and then the workouts that they should be doing on the days they're not training with him is simply put the number one reason why he could be just marketing this to his own clientele. Okay. So if the conversation comes up again, or you follow up with him, that, would be something to mention to him, or even like, to do like a 3-way call. He's a perfect person where, I'm sure Abby wasn't a fitness instructor at Lifetime. So that's how I would introduce her to him, is say, actually, one of my business partners that, has made a full-time income in Body was a previous group fitness instructor at Lifetime. In fact, a lot of our team was in the fitness industry and decided to do this to supplement their income. And some of them now it's their main income. He's someone that, it might take that 3-way call, and then it would be easy for you to just bridge it and let her run the call with you, like a Zoom call or something.
Okay.
So that's something to think about, that he could just ask her any questions, but more so she could share with him how easy it would be for him to market this to his existing clients and help those clients get even better results.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead. Who
And
else?
Angie, she was a coach before, and she's one of my best friends. She loves health and fitness, and after I actually took a step back, she went with another coach. I forgot who. But she stopped that after like a year ago, and I told her I was getting back into it. She's like, "Great, sign." She's like, "I want to sign up next month, and I want to do it with you." So she also has like a white network. They're more Spanish speaking on her side, but I told her like I send her a lot of, other coaches that are Spanish speaking. There are some in Puerto Rico, and I've been sending her things like that so she gets motivated.
So with her, I would just set aside the time to meet up with her and get her started, get her signed up, go through the pack, get her enrolled, like basically like an enrollment appointment. And then when you do her getting started, right call, that again, it's up to you, but that might be something you want to do with Abby, like do one with her, especially with someone who has the network, right? Because you want to build that list and you want to launch. So for her, honestly, the easiest way to launch, and I know in the Hispanic market, like the biggest thing the Hispanic market does is they do parties.
Yeah.
That's one of the big things, right?
Because when she started with me, she's like, "Are we doing a party?" I'm like, "A party?" She's like, "Yeah, like a shake party." And I'm like, she's like, honestly, I think we need one in a brochure." And I'm like, "A brochure?" And she's like, "Yeah." So I mean, I learned a lot. I was like, okay. So that's her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's those the parties. Yeah.
So that would be something really
Yeah.
easy for her to do.
Okay.
And quite honestly, depending on the size of her list, and you would do it with her and possibly even Abby, I don't know, where everybody lives and all that. But if she has a sizable list, it could also be multiple parties, because a lot of times people can't make it for that one date, right? So you could almost book like two back to back, like a week apart. And as she invites, and people might be like, "Oh, I can't make it. Oh, well, I have two. Here's the next one. What about that one?" You can also invite from the first event to the second event, like the success from that, ask them to invite friends, things like that. So that's something to think about, but that's simply what it would be, is making that list with her, picking a date, getting the products together, organizing the party, getting her to commit to getting 10, get 10 there. And then and then prep the party, host the party, get her to Emerald, get her to Success Club at that party. And that's just really going to be prepping, like watching the Shakeology parties, training, memorizing the scripts, being super organized before you go into the party. And then now that if she's in it, doing it with you, that's something you guys could be doing together every month. And should consider just doing every month, just like I did, I did a new coach training and I did a business opportunity live every month, same day, same time, every month. And so everybody's inviting, and it's a guest. So you have a guest event.
Do you think I should do that?
Yeah, I'm telling you what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because especially with getting her involved and you guys now doing it together, that's what Shauna and I would do a lot of times. We would host events together, and it was then easy because it's just like, okay, we're hosting this party here, here it is. Here's the date, the time. I want you to come. It's going to be so much fun. Who can you bring? So I would do one for her to launch, or two, based on how big that list is, but then also consider doing one for you guys together on a regular basis and theming them for the season, the holidays, the products, you know, and always having something to invite to live. So you still do all your social media stuff. But if you can have one event a month for guests and both of you are committed, you know, and whoever else you have locally committed to inviting to it, then that's a very fast, how you can grow a fast local team is by doing
Okay.
events like that. Mm-hmm.
I guess just get caught up in the number of events. So it would be like a shake and then like a business opportunity, or can you just do a product and then offer the opportunity at the end?
I would just do the shake party for now. The
Yeah.
shake party is an easy way to sign up partners. I don't know if you've watched my training, but I show in there how to position, how to
So I'm gonna watch
offer,
everything.
and how to sign them up as a partner.
Okay.
Okay. So there's two ways to get started. You can get started as a customer for $4. You can get signed up as a partner for $3. You're going to get 25% off. And if you refer 3 friends and family, you can earn your product free. And I'm not really asking them to build a business or work a business. I don't even talk about the business. The only place you talk about the business at the parties is your story. And that you're building this business to, you know, be home with your future family and do these things. And each person that's there is sharing their story. So they're hearing that obviously there's a business. They're hearing that, you know, that the products work. And then you position the shake and the workouts, of course, but the shake really, they are going to want that. They're going to want to walk out of there with that shake. And so it's easy to sign them up as partners, just the way it's positioned with the discount and all of the perks. And so we weren't doing parties yet when I was doing biz ops. Like Shakeology was still brand new. So we weren't quite doing anything like that. So that's why I was doing biz ops. And I did not have the closing ratio I have at a shake party. They were more, you know, really a place to cast vision and invite people, but it was a lot of follow-up. Where at the shake parties, you're handing out the order forms, they're filling them order forms out, you're putting them order forms through. I mean, it's a huge difference with the success rate, but you really have to be prepared. You got to know your shit for real, inside and out, before you go into the party. And if you can get help doing your first one, like with Abby, it's worth it, because the more hands on deck you have to help with orders and whatnot, the smoother it will go. Okay, keep going. Sorry, I don't mean to keep interrupting.
I have Natalie.
Okay.
I met her in high school. We played soccer together. She was also a coach before. Her mom was actually in Mary Kay. And she's the one that I recently invited again. And she's like, "Oh, can you send me the gut protocol by Autumn?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Let me know if you get it. I'll just plug you into my accountability group." But I definitely saw like that spark in her a couple of years ago. So
Okay.
awesome. Like if I think of an ultimate like person I would best partner coach, I think of her.
Okay. Well, you need to tell her that too. You
Yeah.
know, you need to tell her that when you do the follow-up with her, and then invite her back to be a partner again, you know, like, I'm all in, this is what's going on, these are my goals, I will love to have you alongside me, even if it's just for the discount.
Yeah.
But I am in the process of working with business mentors who've already built this business. They're coaching me and my team. So if this is something that, you know, the door is open, girlfriend, if you want to do this, let's go, you know? Okay. Who else?
Then I have Vanessa, my cousin. She recently gained some weight, and she's like, I want to lose weight. I have 5 friends. I showed them your transformation, and we want to do it. I'm like, great, let's do it. And I'm like, but I think I kind of word vomited on her a little bit, where I was like, let's do it. And then you can like help your friends, and then your
Yeah.
friend show them how to do this. And I got way too excited.
Yeah.
And she's kind of like, okay, well, give me a second.
So schedule follow-up appointments with people, like literally. So I go over this in the 5-step confident conversations videos on the follow-up video. And so with your cousin, all I would do is just say, hey, wanted to check in with you. I know you wanted to get started. I have a really busy day tomorrow. I'm sure you do too. But I can jump on a quick call with you and answer any questions that you have. I can do it on my lunch hour at noon, or I can do it after work at 6:30. Which is best for you?
Okay.
Boom. So you actually schedule the follow-up with them, and your goal is a Zoom or a phone call. It doesn't matter. What matters is that one-on-one, what we're doing right now. Could we do what we're doing right now through Messenger? Could we do this experience right now through Messenger? You and me?
No.
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 And so we're asking them to do it through text and through Messenger, right?
Yeah.
And I get why, but also if you want to take people to the next level, you have to show them that like you're ready, you're invested. And a big reason you show that is with your time.
That's what I was telling Abby. I'm like, I want to do this again. You know, I go all in. Last time it was coffee dates all the time. All the
Okay.
time. And I was like, I know. I'm like, but you know, I felt like I was working 24/7, and I kind of drained myself. But then
Yeah.
I look at my earnings. I mean, 18,000 is a lot as an emerald, I think.
You made $18,000 since
Yeah.
you signed up as just an Emerald coach?
Yeah.
Of how
In like
long?
2 years, a year or 2 years, I hit that.
Wow.
Yeah. So then I'm like, you know what? Like, yeah, it's a sacrifice, but that really helped me get my down payment for my home.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there's another story right there.
Yeah.
You're the example. I mean, so what were you making like a week? Like
I
average.
100, 300, I think.
Okay, so you had a team. You were cycling
Yeah.
as well as earning through commissions.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have hit Success Club for sure, at least 5, 10
Okay.
every
Okay.
month.
And how many people did you have on your team?
I think at one point I don't know why I didn't go diamond. I think I had 5 and 5, and I had 3 emeralds, but they were all on the same leg, I think.
Okay, so you were halfway there.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, you're just that perfect person like that. That's just the perfect story of thinking about even people on your own team. Like as you start to build this team, that maybe they don't want to go all in, right? They don't want to like go all in and whatnot. But like you're the perfect example of someone who was doing it part-time at an emerald rank, still making a significant part-time income that helped you do this. That's a great story to use with your own team, because who on your team wouldn't want to do that?
Yeah.
So it's not always achieving, having to achieve things you haven't already achieved before. So with your cousin, set up a time, a coffee date, get her started. Then once she's started, who are the 5 friends? What would be the easiest way to reach out to them? get their emails. Does she want to open a 3-way? You guys jump on a Zoom call. I don't know. You figure that part out. And when you figure that part out, let me know, because that's a part right there that's lacking in our system.
I moved that because I got loud. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. But I think just like from what you said before is you have to just set boundaries. You have to set work hours. I'm not going to say I didn't work my ass off. I am not going to say that, because I did work my ass off.
Yeah.
We know that that's what we're going to do. However, you do get to choose when and how much you're going to work your ass off. If you don't want to work on Saturday, then you don't have to work on Saturday, but you have to set those boundaries, especially with your social style. You're probably like the bulldozer, like, just get out of my way. Like, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
But you don't want it to be unhealthy too.
Right.
But you're exactly right. It is just getting in front of people. I would rather get in front of 5 people personally than talk to 50 people on social media, because I'll get further with those 5 people, even if they don't want to build the business, because they can't help but hear and see and experience how excited you are and hear your story and know where you're going. That if they don't want to be a part of it, I feel like, well, at least now they know. Now they know what I'm doing, and I'm still going to help them achieve their fitness goals. But I'm looking for people, of course, not only right now who want to do this, but you'll also get people on your team who are like, okay, I'm ready now. You're going to consistently go through that cycle if you get in front of them. And so Vanessa could be a partner that would be an emerald. She could be an emerald on your team. She could be more than an emerald on your team, but it's one step at a time. And I think like writing out your game plan and creating your calendar and just filling your calendar with events. And those events are follow-up calls, which could be a coffee date, doesn't matter, whatever. Getting started right calls, enrollment appointments, shake parties, things like that. Those are things that are going to move you forward fast.
Okay.
You're still going to do your social media. You're still going to do what works. Like, and if you know, like, the number one way you're enrolling people is this, whatever this is, then you still have to prioritize that you have time to do that every single week. But then as you get people signed up, if you don't get them signed up and go in the right way, then your business just kind of builds really slow.
Okay.
All right. Who else?
I have Adeline. She's one of my best friends too. She was a coach before as well. She's currently pregnant. And yeah, she's another one that I could see myself doing this with as well. She's great. Where she's at right now, yeah, she's pregnant and she's like, I can't wait to have this baby so I can get started with you. I try to convince her to like try the prenatal, postnatal workouts, I think. I have to follow up with her and see.
Okay. All right. Who else?
And then I have Yesenia. That's the customer right now that I have, the partner coach. She's a nurse. We've had conversations where she's hinted in the past that she wants more, like she wants a second income. And yeah, when she saw that, obviously she jumped on the opportunity to be a customer, but someone that I can see myself also that I know would work hard for this. So. And then I have Tari. She's another one of my best friends. She's a stay-home mom of 3. I met her in college. She mentioned that she wants to get in shape. And I did invite her. I'm like, hey, you know me, I do this. And I'm like, I would love to like help you. And she's like, yeah, you're an inspiration. I love to watch you and see you. But it wasn't a no, but it wasn't a yes, I'll join you. But, I know if she just fell in love with the product, she would jump on the opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, and then I would also have my cousin Lily.
Okay.
And with her, this is one of, I don't know why I put her on my list, because she's never shown that she wants to join me. But it's one of those things where I'm like, this opportunity would be so good for her. So I don't know if that's a good enough reason to put someone on my
Of course.
diagram. Is it?
Mm-hmm. You don't know if they're interested in it yet, but you're interested in them being
Yeah.
on your team, or the products can help them.
Yeah, and I think it would help her life as well, more like personal, on a
Mm-hmm.
personal level.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Um,
it's just inviting her to an event,
yeah,
right?
I keep forgetting that I can invite people to events,
Mm-hmm.
the live events that we have. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have Rochelle, my coworker, and she has actually had a great before and after in the past with our product. Fell in love with a shake. And even when I stopped, she's like, I need to get Shakeology somehow. I'm like, well, I'm still like a partner. So
Mm-hmm.
she loves Shakeology. She loves it. So,
Good one to get a testimonial from, maybe.
okay.
So is she not on the product right now?
Um, right now she's a customer only, so she buys it at full price.
Oh, okay. So you haven't um invited her to get a discount.
I have, but
Okay.
she's kind of, I don't want to say it, but it is like she's kind of cheap. Where she's like, well, I'm gonna pay $15
Mm-hmm. She's still
and
she's
with
still
this,
saving 16 a month, $16 a month total.
yeah.
And over 6 months, she'll save $100, $99. So we have that math in the new Shakeology PDF that we
Mhm.
created. We do have that on there. So that could be something you could share with her or revisit, whenever the time is right. But if she's not interested in becoming a partner and she's happy becoming a customer and she loves Shakeology, she might also be someone that's like, you know, would she ever be interested in hosting an event for you? Does
Mhm.
she have a network? Does she have friends and family that if she loves it and she would recommend it, would she ever be interested in hosting an event for you? How does that work? You bring 10 people to a Zoom room, or 10 people to your kitchen if she's local. Um, I do the party, you share how much you love it, and in exchange, you put together a hostess gift for her. So you could give her some more of her free product, or give her some snickerdoodle when it comes out.
Yeah.
I would love to do that for hosting an event for me. And so those are just ideas. You don't have to do them all. But what you want to think of is how to go through people.
Yeah.
Going through one person and meeting 5 more people that, and she would support you. And maybe she doesn't want to become a partner. And maybe
Yeah.
she is okay paying full price as a customer forever. And you're still earning commission through that, but there's still other opportunities there.
Hmm.
So that's just an idea.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Or creating a referral and rewards program for your customers and letting her know, I know you love Shakeology. If you ever would like to introduce this to your friends and family, I give a $10, $15 Amazon Target gift card for each referral, or put something together, package it, put a graphic together, you know.
Okay.
Those are some ideas, because if they love the product most likely they're already talking about it. Who do you know? Who do you know right now that would benefit from Shakeology? Is there anyone that you currently have conversations about it? Because I know you love it.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
those are all ideas to just get in front of new people.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you have a lot of leads.
Yes.
So what do you think your best approach is? Setting up one-on-ones with most of these people and just doing follow-ups, hosting your own party and inviting them to the party?
I feel I feel like the one-on-ones work for me, but I like your approach of like I'd rather be in front of 5 people because I'm gonna tell those people the same thing if I meet with them one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
so I think I want to host another event.
I think you could do both. And then
Yeah. Okay.
still set up your one-on-ones. You're not going to be able to do all these one-on-ones in a
Yeah.
week. You're not. Um, but is like your cousin local?
Yes. All these people are local to me.
Okay. So there you
Yeah.
go. So like if you invited your cousin and she did get started, or not even, you could say, do you want to bring those 5 friends? Bring
Mhm.
them to the party. And even if she brings one or two, right? And you get them started, and then you can then invite the future ones or host another event. Like you'll figure it out as you do it. I would say the number one thing is you definitely want to have Abby there.
Okay.
Yeah, you need and it's not you, but I would need
Right.
somebody else there. Because when you have a room full of people interested, ready to sign up, and there's just you, then you're literally like, ah. So if you have somebody else there that can take, a couple people and put those orders through, it's gonna, because how many times have you been in the line at Target and it's taking forever and you're looking at your cart and you got to be somewhere and you're literally like, should I just leave my stuff here and come back later? That's
Yeah.
kind of how the parties at the end are. Like there's that time where you have that window of time where you want to get people onboarded and into the raffle to pull the raffle to end the party and not have a cluster of too many people and just yourself to do the share carts. And you don't want people to leave. You don't want people to be like, you know what, I'll just sign up from home. Oh, I'm going to catch you tomorrow. I'm going to email you on Monday. You're like, wait.
Yeah.
So I would definitely have her there. I would book that with her first. And then I would still invite everybody, but I would still continue to set up your one-on-ones. And if you get a couple people signed up, even before the party, they should still come to the party. They should still come and experience it and tell them to bring friends,
Yeah.
you know?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Questions.
Um, questions. Um, yeah, so like I told you, I have like a long list of people that I have it at home. I forgot to bring it today. And I want to get through that whole list as soon as possible, but I
Mhm.
can't do that in a week, like you said. So
Mm-mm.
I gotta pace myself. Should I do like one a day?
I would reach out to 2 people a day.
Two people. Okay. Just
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Mm-hmm. And then what are you sending them? Like, what are you saying in the message?
Well, right now I'm doing like one a day, one person a day that I'm talking to. And I'm basically just inviting them to join me on my fitness journey,
Okay.
right? Um, but part of me just wants to go ahead and like message them and invite them to the opportunity from the get-go. So that's where I struggle. I'm like, do I invite them to the fitness or do I invite them to, and like, I mean, you answer that. It's right now, do a shake party. Invite them to that first, right?
Yeah, I would do the shake party, gosh, in like 2 weeks or something if you can. I feel like you can't do it in less than that because you need time to prepare. But I would say around 2 weeks. When you're sending that message though, is it, hey, just wanted to reach out to you. I found something amazing that's really working for me. I wanted to share it with my network. How are you ending it?
Yeah, well, honestly, I don't have to send many messages to people because they usually reach out to me. So they're the ones asking me what I'm doing.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Okay. So
yeah,
they see your post on social media. They reach out to you.
right.
Okay. What are you inviting those people to?
Just my challenge group.
Okay, but a paid challenge group, not a free group,
Yeah, paid one.
a paid one.
I've never done free.
Okay. So when they don't sign up, then what are you inviting them to? Right.
Nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where it falls off.
Yeah.
So I think that if you can just ask them in that process, I go through this in the conversation videos. If you can just ask them what fitness goals are they interested in achieving in the next 30 to 60 days. So when they comment and they're like, oh my gosh, your pictures are amazing. What are you doing? You look great. Then you reach out back and you say, thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's been a lot of hard work for sure, but it's exciting to find something that does work and you like and enjoy doing. I'd love to share that with you. Can I ask, do you have any fitness goals for yourself that you're looking to achieve in the next 30 to 60 days? You got to get their goals. Because if you have their goals, now I don't even need to finish the sentence. You know now how you can personalize it and you know how you can help them. Okay. Even if they don't sign up for the challenge group that month, you have those goals. Then when you turn around and you do the follow up, you can revisit it and say, hey, just wanted to check in. I know that losing the 10 pounds for your sister's wedding coming up this fall, this winter, was something that was important to you. I have something else that I wanted to invite you to see if you wanted to check it out even further. So it allows you to make the follow-up, even if the follow-up is to invite to a different event, it allows it to be more fluid
Okay.
and personalized.
Okay. So then do invite them to a free group.
I'm not saying to invite them to a free group. I'm saying that if you're initially inviting them to a challenge group and then they're not saying yes to that challenge group, and then you want to be able to set up that follow-up for the next event. So
I see.
if they are local, then you should be able to turn around and invite all those local people to your shake party. And if you have their goals, it would make sense to do that because you can personalize. Yeah. Versus just following up on that same one challenge group every month. Most people need to hear the information different ways. So if they do experience different events, you never know like which one will actually get them to a yes or to see the bigger picture. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I think this is great. I feel really inspired and I feel like I could do it.
You can do this.
Yes.
You can do this for sure. You have the network and you have the goals and you have the story and you have the work ethic, right? So, number one, talk to Abby, write your kind of your game plan out, even if it's like September, October game plan. Connect with Abby, book in person shake party. And in the next 2 weeks, I would make it my goal. I find that the parties work best during the week. like Thursday nights, Wednesday nights, but it's up to you. And the reason is because people, they don't want to give up their weekend.
Right.
Most people will not say that they can't come on a Thursday night at 6:30 or something, you know? So that's up to you, but get that on the books, start inviting everybody to that. And then in the meantime, start setting up your follow-ups all the way up until the party, like the party, you know, get 10 people to the party, but in the meantime, follow up with the people, Angie, Vanessa, get those people on your calendar, get those people signed up, and take them through those processes of get a process together for like your getting started right calls. I'll send you what I have.
Okay.
And you can either use Acuity scheduling, or you could just use, you know, a Google form and create a Google form from there. And just continue doing what you're doing with your social media. You just want to have 10 people in the pipeline all the time. 10 people in your conversation piece that you're talking to. So every day you're posting on social media. Every day you're having a one-to-one conversation with a prospect. And then I would say hosting one event a month, like one party a month. And if you just start doing that on a regular basis, then you're going to build this really fast. And you should already be thinking about like putting, you know, people that are going to build, like your best friend on one leg, your cousin on the other leg. You should already be thinking, because they already have networks, you know, and they might not pan out. That's the chess part of this. You don't know, but you can strategically plan, and you have to have multiple plans for emeralds. And so at the same time, you're bringing people in, like you were really good at bringing people in before, right? You had a lot of people on your team, but now it's that next step. The next step is, how do I help them bring people in?
Yes.
And when you do that, then this will build so fast, your head will pop off. Because most people don't do that. They'll just sponsor for themselves and keep going. But then your business can only grow so far. That's what happened the first time.
Yes.
You know, like you're like, why wasn't I diamond? Well, maybe because you weren't focusing on building those emeralds, which eventually are going to then turn into diamonds, if not that person, a different person.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Excited.
Okay. I'm excited
for
you too. Okay. Follow up with me. I'll
Yes.
send you the stuff on the getting started right call, but then let me know like when you book your party. I want to know like when you talked to your best friend and what happened with that, and when you talk to your cousin, and just one step at a time. Don't overwhelm people. Get them excited, but don't overwhelm them.
Okay.
And you have to be the one to sign up their people. Don't think, oh, Natalie knows what she's doing. No. If you just take on the responsibility that you're going to help Natalie build her team, and then you create opportunities, coffee dates, shake parties, Zoom calls, whatever, where she can just bring those people in and you can help them get started, then you will now have control over your team and the downline starting to build.
Okay.
That makes sense?
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. One step at a time.
Step at a time. But we got to know where we're going.
Yeah. I'm just like, come on, let's go. It's so good.
And that's why they're signing up. They're signing up because you're excited. So, I mean, that's totally fine. You know, it's just, we get, you know, we don't want to get too excited and then them pause because they're like overwhelmed. We have to make something that's complicated and make it simple. for them.
Yeah.
Let's just pick your program. Let's pick your flavor. Let's get you started. Here's your Sure cart. Go ahead and place that order. Do that first. Okay. Let's talk about the friends that you mentioned. Who would you like to invite to the group to do this with you? Because if 3 people, you kind of just go step by step. And so I think it's just setting up those appointments to help them get that first step going.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Aren't you
Okay.
glad I recorded this?
Yes. Yeah. Thank
All
you
right.
so much. This was so helpful.
Good.